If you look high above the modern world, where all that marble meets the sky, there's this silent guardian. For thousands of years, it's watched empires rise and fall. But what it's really guarding isn't just ancient stones. It's guarding an idea. So let's get into it. The story of the Acropolis. When you look at these ruins, you're not just looking at the past. You're actually looking at the cradle of a concept that would completely reshape human civilization. There's a story here, a really powerful one, that's so much bigger than just, archaeology. And this is the question at the heart of it all. So simple, right? But also completely earth-shattering. It was a question first dared to be asked right here in Athens. And this one little question, it basically threw a wrench in the entire ancient world's way of doing things. So to really get how radical this question was, you've got to understand the world it was born into. This wasn't some polite suggestion. It was a full-blown revolution in how people thought about power.
Okay, so picture this. 2,500 years ago, the world pretty much ran on one simple rule. Power was something you were born with. You had kings, you had emperors, and whatever they said, that was the law, period. But then, in Athens, this crazy new idea starts to bubble up. What if power wasn't inherited? What if it was given by the people? So, this new system, it just tossed out the whole idea of crowns and thrones. And in their place, it put something, revolutionary. Citizens, people's voices, actually debating things out in the open, and their votes. Wow, this was an idea that was going to change everything. Okay, so great idea, right? But how do you actually do that? How do you take this concept and make it a real working thing? Let's take a look at how this system actually worked on the ground.
Right at the heart of it all, you've got the Parthenon. And listen, this was so much more than just a temple to the goddess Athena. Think of it like a monument to human reason itself. It was a physical symbol of this tricky balancing act they were trying to pull off, between the power of the government and the wisdom of its people. You see, for the Athenians, democracy wasn't just some abstract idea in a book. It was something you did. It was active. Get this, up to 40 times a year, thousands of citizens would pack onto a hillside to debate everything, from taxes to going to war. They chose many officials by a random lottery, just believing any citizen could serve. And they had this really clever way to keep ambitious politicians in check. It was called ostracism. Basically, they could just vote to kick someone out of the city for 10 years. Talk about accountability. Participation wasn't just a right, it was seen as a duty. But, and this is a really, really important but, we can't put this early version of democracy on a pedestal. Yeah, it was a groundbreaking experiment, for sure, but it came from a society that was, let's be honest, deeply unequal. So, for all its amazing revolutionary ideals, this system was deeply flawed. The citizenry was a pretty exclusive club. The vast majority of people living there, women, slaves, foreigners, they were completely cut out of the whole process. No voice, no vote, nothing. So the big takeaway here, it wasn't perfect, not by a long shot. But you know what? It was a start. A flawed, fragile, but living seed of an idea got planted right there on that hill. A seed that would take centuries to finally grow. And that, right there, is what's so amazing about this whole story. Because despite all its problems, despite the fact that Athens itself would eventually fall, the idea didn't die. It survived, it adapted, it spread. You can literally draw a line straight from this rocky hill through history. It goes from the Roman Republic and their ideas about citizenship to the Magna Carta, which put a limit on a king's power, all the way to the Enlightenment thinkers who were obsessed with individual rights. All of that leads straight to our modern parliaments, our constitutions. Every right we have today to speak our minds and challenge authority, it's got roots in this one wild experiment. And that brings us right back to where we started, doesn't it? Looking at the Acropolis. It's not just a ruin. It's this powerful, physical reminder of this long, and let's face it, often difficult journey. Just think about what the Acropolis has seen. Empires rising, empires falling. Over the centuries, it's been a temple, then a church, then a mosque. It's even been used as a fortress to store gunpowder. It's been torched by invaders, rocked by explosions, and yet, after all that, it's still standing. And maybe that's the real lesson here. The marble can break, right? The stones can crumble. But the idea it stands for, the idea that people can and should rule themselves, that turns out to be a whole lot tougher than stone. So as we look at the Parthenon, it kind of leaves us with this final thought. It's a reminder that democracy isn't some ancient monument you just admire from a distance. It's not something you just inherit like a family heirloom. It's something you have to actively build and defend and fight for in every single generation. So the question it asks us really is, what are we going to do to protect it?
If you like this video, subscribe for more videos like this.